Alright, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to do another run test. We're going to change a couple variables and we'll see how fast we cool down. This test is starting later in the day. The rig is still in almost full sun as of right now, but that's going to lessen kind of quickly. At least within the next 2 hours I will be in some sun, but after 7 o'clock or so I am not in full sun anymore, or even half sun. So today's test we are going to run with the front bedroom door shut. We are not going to utilize or try not to cool that kind of space. I'm also going to run this little blower fan. I'm going to keep it pointed in the direction of just over there, kind of low. Today we have the cover on this unit, the correct cover. We will be using the dump valve, and let's get some pre-run readings on these little guys here. 104 degrees, 103. So we're going to fire it up. We are going to run on low speed only, and we're going to see what happens. Not that this matters, but we'll start it. There we go. Blower came on. Compressor came on. Alright, let's fire up this little guy too. Oh, we'll run him on high. 3. Oh yeah. Okay. There we go. Leaving the windows, they're closed, but the shades are up. Still got good sun coming in here. This is definitely getting some good air across it. And this is getting a good ambient read on what's getting sucked in. This little fan is not in commission for this test. Okay, time check is 4:40. So I'll come back out around 4:10. I'll try to keep doing these check-ins in half-hour increments. Alright, see you back. Real quick guys, I just wanted to illustrate what I meant by full sun or not full sun. So the back of the rig is not in sun. However, this entire side is definitely in sun. The roof for that much is at least in sun as well. And today's outside ambient temperature is about 87 degrees. Maybe a couple degrees less now, but it was 87 last time I checked. Alright, welcome back. We are about 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes past when we started. We started about 4:40. It is a little past 5:10 now. We are down to 93 inside here on the wall. I think a lot of that has to do with this air. I'm sorry, with this fan blowing, because that is really circulating the air inside here. So let's see where we're at on the got 80 degrees coming out. I don't know why I can't zoom in on that. There we go. 89 degrees on that. I don't know if this placement is that good. If we're getting a really true depiction here, because if that is indeed the case, that's only 9 degrees. I mean, almost 10 degrees of a temper differential. And I remember when we ran the first test, it was much higher. So I'm taking that with somewhat of a grain. I think today maybe we ought to just keep an eye on that room temperature and see if that changes. I'll take you outside. I'll show you where the sun's at on the camper. We do have some cloud cover moving in. So, I mean, not a lot, but it's kind of patchy. So, I don't know. Maybe that's another reason why it's cooling off so fast. So we'll keep going. I'll check in another 30 minutes. Alright guys, we're back about a half hour later. I figured I'd start outside and show you that I am losing sun. Still hitting all them clouds right now. We got a storm system pushing into the north of us. So let's run in and see what we got. It's feeling cooler. 88 on the wall. $85 going in. 76 going out. Still, that's worse than 10. I think my placement is bad for these sensors. Definitely not getting the same airflow across them as I was. The air it's feeling cold. I mean, not super cold, but definitely cold. Another thing I noticed when I was going through all these testing, when I put that AC on the roof, we ran it without the white bezel on. And that did a couple different things. Without it on, you're getting a straight dump of cold air. I mean, way more powerful than what I feel here. These louvers really reduce that airspeed dramatically. At least what's coming straight down. Okay, now with that on, I am super slightly pressurizing my air ducts in the ceiling. So I don't know. I might do another test with that off again, running the fan on the floor and getting these sensors in much better positions, actually the same positions they were in before, because I really think that's going to help. So time check, yeah, we're a little past that half hour mark. Let's go ahead and bump it up so we can stay on the quarters. So I'll say at 6:15 I'll come back out and we'll see where we're at. Alright, back in a bit. Hey guys, we're not quite at 6:15 just yet, but I just came out and I wanted to show where the sun placement was. We're probably at like 5 after 6 right now. So we are, I don't know, you might call that about half sun, maybe a little more than half sun on the unit. But just wanted to show you guys that. Clouds kind of went away finally, so I'm getting some more sunshine. Okay guys, we're at the 6:15 mark. We've got 84.9, and you may notice I've got a couple things going on here. So a guy got kind of smart and said, wait a minute, I got some of these probes for barbecuing, why don't I try to use them? So that's what we're doing. I got intake on the vent there, I've got supply, I just jammed that up in there. That's a brand new one. And then I got another one over here for ambient for the room. And what I've come up with, and I've let these sit in here for a few minutes to acclimate. The first one is 82, the middle one is 63, and then the third one is 82. So both 82s are the ambient temperature, and that is on the wall and at the intake of the AC. So I can confirm we got the same temp in both locations. And like I said, that's 82. This thing says 84. I really don't think that's very calibrated. But we're going to keep running with it for the purpose of today's demonstration as far as the temperature drop from 102 to 84 at this point, 84.9, you can almost say 85. So 63 is our output temperature, which gives us a 19-degree temperature differential, which is kind of cool. Definitely getting good temp differential. I'm curious to see what these things said. Terrible. Alright, so this was just a really poor method of taking, well, that's actually kind of right, because that says 82.4 and this thing says 82, so actually that's accurate, but this one is not. 75 degrees versus 63 on that, so no big deal. We've got accurate measurements now. I'm going to keep this rig up here for the next test, which might be tomorrow. And we'll see what other variables I want to change. So at 6:40 we'll be at the full 2-hour mark of today's test. From 102 degrees, we dropped a couple points of a degree so far. So it'll be kind of neat to see if we get down to like 82 in 20 minutes or beyond, because then I can say it took 20 minutes. I'm sorry, it took 2 hours to drop 20 degrees. So we'll see. Okay, I'll come back in just a little bit, and I'll try to catch it at the 6:40 mark, and we'll see where it's at. Alright, YouTube, I think this is going to be my final installment for this video. We did get to 82 degrees. I'm sticking with that thermometer since I know we started at 102 on it, so I don't want to skew the results by looking at the different mixing the other thermometer readings with it. But we dropped 20 degrees in 2 hours with that fan running, and we've got 81 degrees ambient temperature, 61 degrees cold supply air temperature. We are at that perfect 20 degree delta. So I'm going to shut it down and leave it for tonight and let it get all nice and hot. And then tomorrow we're going to run the same test. And again, I think I might pull that off, the white bezel again, and just run it raw and see if that changes our results as far as speed goes. I hope we have similar temperatures to really try to get as much consistency out of these runs as we can. But I'll do the same thing, shut the front bedroom door and run this little fan on high, just shooting down the row here, and I'm really hoping that will, I know it helps stir the air. So I think that's another important piece of this puzzle. Alright, so at that, I'm going to leave you alone, and have a great evening.